the conditions that help us to do meditation better. One of them is what food we take. It is known that alcohol, drugs, they affect our mind and they scatter our mind. They do not allow concentration. Therefore, those do not help in meditation, and that is why it was virtually made a condition that if you want to get initiated on the spiritual path of this particular path which leads you to your inner home through the sound current, then you should avoid alcohol and drugs. Also, eating of meat and products that are created by killing higher forms of life than plants also affects our consciousness and makes it difficult to meditate properly. I remember I was the collector and deputy commissioner of Dharamsala, Kangra district, when His Holiness Dalai Lama had to flee from Tibet and come to India. As a government official, I was given that responsibility to receive him and to house him and set up his place where he is still living in Dharamsala. When he came, he was a young man and he spoke very little English, which he began to learn after coming here, spoke very little Hindi, spoke Bhoti, his own Tibetan language, but he used to eat meat. And I used to sometimes take him out in my Land Rover. As a government functionary, I had a Land Rover, and we used to drive on the mountains and talk especially about meditation, because he came from Tibet along with two tutors, a senior tutor and a junior tutor, who were both teaching him 8 hours of meditation a day. That was a lot of meditation. And he was concerned about a lot of things that were happening, and he was not at peace because he had to leave his country and come out. I mentioned to him that his diet was not conducive to meditation, that vegetarian meals will be better for his meditational practice. And he said, how does that matter? Because he doesn't kill. Buddha said, thou shalt not kill. And he doesn't kill. He lets somebody else kill, and he only eats what somebody else has killed. And I told him that the subconscious of a human being is so designed, it retains memories that the conscious mind is sometimes unaware of. For example, when you extinguish life of any kind, your concentration suffers just because of the hidden feelings of that extinguishing of life that rests in the memory of your subconscious. I gave him an example that if you kill a man, commit a murder, and come back and try to read a book that you have been reading for years at a certain pace, you read, say, a page a minute, try to read the same book, and it will take you much longer. You can't concentrate even on reading a book. It takes time for you to recover. Recovery time will depend upon what level of life you have killed. Supposing you killed an animal, you go and kill a dog and you feel guilty about it, your power of concentration suffers. And you will still notice by experiment that the book on which you could concentrate easily to read a page a minute now takes 2-3 minutes to read the same page. The truth is, even if you pluck an apple or pull out a tree, concentration suffers to some extent. Any life that is extinguished by us, it leaves a residue of effect on the memory stored in our subconscious. It can be experimented, and you will find that if you kill you can't survive without killing. Even plants have life. Even vegetarians, they also eat plants which have life. We don't live on stones and dirt. We all survive. The whole species, the whole nature in this universe is surviving by killing somebody else. So it's a strange place we are in. It's not our real place. It's not our home. But where we are, we find that the killing of animals, killing of people, killing of plants, killing is essential for our food. And therefore, but if you kill at the lowest level of awakened consciousness, the effect on you is the least. The effect which you kill a man is not the same as you kill an animal. The effect that you kill an insect is not the same as you kill a mammal. The effect that you eat a vegetable is not the same as you kill an insect. There's a varying degrees. What makes the degrees is the extent of awareness of consciousness in all these species. The plant life is the most dormant in consciousness, but they still have some consciousness. The insects and other smaller creatures have little more consciousness, and as you grow to mammals, they have much more development, and human beings are the most developed. So you find that the extinguishing of life at any of these levels results in impact on your subconscious at the same level. Therefore, these mystics have suggested that we know you have to survive by extinguishing of some life. Why not do it by taking the life of the least conscious beings, which are trees and plants and vegetables? There is a group of religious believers in India called Jains. The Jains even believe that amongst vegetables, if you have to pluck a flower or a tree or an apple or something, it is better than pulling the whole plant out. Therefore, they will not eat potatoes, for example, because they say potatoes, every time you pull out, you kill the plant. So they have distinguished between the plants that are killed by being pulled out and plants that merely yield something by virtue of their fruit. In the same way, there are vegetarians who are called lacto-vegetarians. They will take dairy and milk products because they say we don't kill the cow to drink the milk. So there are varying degrees in which we can have food, but good meditation, the type I've been recommending for the last 2 days, comes from eating food that has the least impact on the subconscious and does not drag you down. So that is why it's recommended very light vegetarian meals. You can have lacto-vegetarian meals are appropriate for good meditation.